Alright traders, intraday, we have had the sell-off that we expected to see, the gap and run that occurred. I'm looking at the S&P E-mini futures contract on the 5-minute. I'm going to roll out to the hourly. As you guys can see here, we gapped significantly lower. Right about here I think was where we opened. I'll fatten it up a little bit. Right about here was where we opened. We got a little stutter step, and then the market took a nosedive. Now we're back down in, look left, back down into a little area of support here. And the market has come right down into that as expected, and is now trying to decide what it wants to do. It's rallied a little bit off of that. I go back out to the 5-minute chart, and you can see we've had a rally. We've entered into that kind of support area, and we've rallied out of it. If we come back down into it, 13.15s, 13.14s area, and the market holds there, basically if we hold above 13.12, it's going to present a buying opportunity. So I'm going to be watching this, and we'll see if we can't maybe see a little bit of a buy out of this particular move. And all right, traders, I know we were watching for this market to come back down in here and retest these lows, potentially give us a long opportunity here if the market finds a bottom. Well, we found kind of a little top here, and so the market has come in and tested that. Then we broke away. We've come back in, tested again, and now confirmed a lower close here below the highs. And so I'm short now. Looking for basically a couple of points out of this as we press back down into these lows. What we should see with this heavy selling pressure is we should see the market come back down in and at least test this level again to make sure that that's decent support. And if it doesn't, then we're going to come off, and if we do press into lower, well then, hey, bonus, we're short and we're with the trend. If we do find that low in there, well then the pretty good chance we're taking out on our protective stops, and then we'll be able to look for a long opportunity like we had talked about earlier. So we'll go ahead and just sit here and kind of watch this thing and see if we don't move in the direction. We got to get below these lows here at 17.25. If we can get below 17.25, then pretty good chance that we're going to retest here. But market finding that support at 17.25, up about a point now, and so we'll have to wait and see. So sit tight, and I'll be back when we do something. And now traders breaking under those lows. Stops are now going to go to break even. 18. Actually, we need to go 18.25. And guys, this is how we protect. This is how we protect ourselves in the event that this thing immediately flips around and goes against us. But we've broken that structure there, the downside, the market indicating it wants to go lower, and a couple of $100 in profit right now. So we're gonna make sure that this is a winning trade no matter what. Now you say, well, you're a break even. You're a quarter point below your entries. You're basically a break even, Jason. That's not a win. Well, it is in my book. In my book, if I get out of a trade for break even, that's a win because I didn't lose any money. But right now, I've taken some, I've taken about $500 or $600 of losses today in the currency markets on some position trades that I had out. And if this goes well, I'll recoup, 300 or 400 of that. Actually, I'll probably be pretty close to break even by the time we're all said and done. And here we are coming down 16.15. We're about a point away from from hitting our target, and up currently about $250, $300, $200, 2.25. So anyway, I'll just I just kind of want to let this run in case we do go ahead and blow down in there. I may cut some of this out. So if I cut this later, then you'll know why it happened. There's the close. We did close below. So you guys can see now that market has given its intention to go lower. We may come up and retest this level right here. We may come up and retest this. But if the market structure holds true, we shouldn't get back above this. So our stops are in a good position here because given the market structure, we do rally back up here. We shouldn't come back above that support level because that support level was holding things for quite a little bit here. And now we've broken back below. So we'll have to wait and see if we can continue back down in, get those 15.5 for target 1, and then we'll see if we can't protect our profits even further if possible. But and again, as you guys will see, I'm not, I'm not getting greedy with it. If you look at where my targets are, let me just go ahead and draw this out. Let me put extend order lines. There we go. As you can see, guys, I'm not getting greedy with it. I'm not trying to buy them back up all the way at the lows at 13.14. I'm coming off 13.15.5. I'm coming off into the congestion area. Now, as you can see here, this little zone down here is where I was looking to buy them up. So I want to be at least off with the first half of my position as we come down into that potential area to get long. And so that's kind of the thought process here. Alright, traders, coming back into the candle just closed here, and we did close below the support level here. And we'll have to wait and see whether or not this market will press down lower. And this is a patience game, guys. This is a waiting game that we play. And all we want to do is just be patient, watch the market. We don't get stressed out. We don't look at it and say, oh, I'm up $200. I want to keep that. I want to bank that profit. I want to keep that money. That money's mine. It's already in the bank. I'm already thinking about, the bills I can pay off with that money. You can't think like that. You have got to think like a trader. You've got to be disciplined with your position, because when we took this position out, we had about 2 points of risk. So if we're going to, in order for us to keep our risk-reward profile steady, we need to make sure that we are, that we're protecting that and that we're getting out of the market what we expected. And so the market still in this position, even if we look right now, is exactly where we want it to be. It's below the support level. It's broken the structure. We've got held trades below now. We've got 5 minutes of holding the trade below, so it didn't go all the way down and then get sucked all the way back up again. We've had a consolidation that's existed here, and we fully expect to see a rollover. So again, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, and we'll come back if it looks like we're going to hit this target, and we'll go from there. And all right. Came right up in, tested the structure, guys. Pay attention to the structure. Structure leaves clues. I say that over and over and over again. Structure leaves clues. Market breaks the structure to the downside. Boom. We spend 5, 10, 15 minutes trading sideways. Come right back up, test that structure level. Now we're starting to pull back a little bit. We got lower high. We got higher low, higher low. Now we've got a lower high. Intra-candle. These things, for those of you who are students of technical analysis, of structure analysis, and you recognize new structure high, higher low, lower high, that we see that these cycles that happen in the market. What you see in front of you right now is an example of that very intraday, where the market comes up intraday or intra-candle, so to speak. Higher high, or get a higher high from this high, higher high from this high. You get a higher low here from here, a higher low here, boom. Then what happens on this candle? Well, this is still a working candle, so we're not quite sure yet, but we know one thing's for certain: there is a lower low, and as of right now, there is a lower high, which would indicate that there is an intention here for the market to go lower, and it's exactly what you're seeing now. Now we're retesting. Now we're retesting 16 quarter. Once we get under this, the next stop should be our target. So we're just going to be patient. Again, be patient, patient, patient as the market moves. Wait for the market to come to you. It's no fun to sit here. Well, how long have we been sitting here? We watched this candle 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes. Now we've broken structure. Now we've got a lower low from the previous lows. But an entire half hour of trading has elapsed right here, where I have done nothing but just sit and watch the market. And that's what you have to do, traders, when the opportunities present themselves. Now we got a lower low here. This is what's important to recognize. Lower low, because the market put in this lower low here. But we did not get a lower close, because the previous close was back here. Now we're very, very close to hitting our targets here. we have come within half a tick. So anytime we come within half a tick, I want to go ahead and protect my stop. I'm going to roll up. I'm going to protect. I'm going to take 1 point above my targets. 15 half would be 16 half. And now I'm going to protect myself because I've come within 1 tick of my target of 15 quarter, which is basically 2 ticks because I've really got to come through there. But I've come within 1 tick of where my targets are laid out, and I don't want to lose any money on this trade. So, and again, we're going to lose any money, but I want to make sure that I don't want the market to come down within a tick of hitting my target and then stop and then end up rolling all the way back up for break even. So when I come in and I almost touch, like I'm doing right now, almost hitting my target but not quite hitting it, I want to make sure that I'm taking my profits off. Now, if I end up hitting my target, I'm going to move my stop back up. Where am I going to move it? Right above the previous cycle top. So if I hit my initial target, I'm going to move my stop back up. But if this market chooses to come in within a point, a tick of hitting my, my 1550 target, I'm going to roll my stops down and I'm going to protect my profit and grab about $200 out of this market. 175, 200. So I've guaranteed myself $175 here. And this is, we're in a tight range here. I want the market to hit my target. I do not want this market to pull back. If we pull back even a little bit, I'm just going to go ahead and get out, and I'm going to wait for another entry, this time probably to the long side if we come back down into this area of congestion that we've been talking about during this entire video. And guys, these are just concepts. I don't mean to turn away from the camera here. I'm not used to having the camera up. But these are concepts, guys, that any trader can use. And there's a standard rule in place. I didn't roll my stop for no reason. What were my rules for rolling my stop? If I come within 1 tick, 15 3/4, I'm going to roll my stop to break even. Or I'm going to roll my stop to 1 point, within 1 point. What does that do? What that does is secures me profit. But I'm not willy-nilly about it. I'm not, I think I'm really nervous. I'm really scared that I'm not gonna hit my target, so I'm gonna roll my stops. Or I'm just gonna take it off early. No. I'm gonna let the market come to me. But if the market chooses to do a 180 here and reverse back to the upside, well then I'm gonna get out of that market. I'm gonna take my, $175, $200, and I'm gonna go home. If we come down and hit the target, well then I'm in a good position now to continue the move to the downside and hopefully see some new structure lows here. So we'll go ahead and watch this market as it moves and see if we can't get down there. And as you can see, guys, just sitting here and just playing between 13.16 and 15 3/4. And again, if I cut some of this out, don't worry about it. I'll just cut so we don't have to sit here and watch the market tick. But it's almost good from an emotional standpoint that you get to feel what it feels like to watch this thing up and down. And for those of you who are watching the video and just like, this is freaking boring. Well, guess what, guys? Trading is boring. When it's done correctly, trading is boring. Hey, to me, there's nothing boring about making money. So I will sit here all day and watch this market trade sideways, especially when I'm into the money. Especially when I'm staring at a couple of $100 in guaranteed profit because I've been patient and because I've been disciplined and because I wasn't in the market to get a rush or get some of an emotional high. There's nothing exciting to me about losing my money. As a matter of fact, I did a video this morning for some guys who follow what I do, and I was not happy about the way the currency markets had been acting. But you take your licks. I mean, sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. And in this case, I continued to trade my plan. I continued to get into the market, and now staring at recouping a large chunk of the profit. Now there we go. Now we spiked down into 15 3/4 or 15 half, but we didn't get filled there. We got to get under that. So we will have to wait and see if this market's got any extra stomach. But again, patience, patience, patience. Get there, get there, get there. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Now, if you want to, you can simply buy these up right here. I'm not going to mess with doing that, but you can open up your platform here, and you can, you can say, I'm just going to go ahead and buy. I'm just going to cover half my position. I'm going to go ahead and wait and see if this thing gets filled. There we go. Now we're filled. So what do we want to do? We want to move our stops back above the highs here. Now the high of this market was actually 17.25, so I want to get 1800 on this for my stop. And I want to adjust my stop because now I'm only short one contract. So now I'm short one contract. I've come off. I've made $150. I have $150 of open position profit left, and I have my stops above the previous cycle top. And now we see the market pressing down lower. Now I have to start looking at where do my next targets want to go. And again, we want to see, we've got the lows coming in here. So we can trail these aggressively or we can be more conservative. I would prefer to be taken out on trail stops here. I would prefer that the market prove to me that it has an intention to go higher by taking me out on trail stops. And the best way I can do that is to leave my stops open here, leave my stops above the previous cycle top. And when the market says no more, then I can look at getting in. But see, we're printing new structure lows. The market is the market is continuing to go lower. So we're going to go ahead and hold this position and see what happens.